There we see it, the tail of the tape, as they say in America. Andries and Harding. Look at the age difference. 11 years that Harding is giving Dennis Andries tonight, or vice versa. And there's the man, Iron Mike, world heavyweight champion. Apparently totally unconcerned by the latest round of speculation in a scurrilous newspaper. Checking the rules for you. These rules agreed on the day of the fight, Michael? Do they agree them on the day of the fight?
Yes. Yes, I do.
For today, Joe Cortez from New Jersey.
Right, we're going to join our commentators at ringside now. Alex Wello, Don Diodor.
By the way, Richard Murray, Arsenio Garcia, and Ismael Quinon. Round one underway. Dennis Andries in the gold trunks. Jeff Harding, the challenger from Australia, wearing the black.
Dennis Andries is traditionally a slow starter, but he's picked up the pace, his normal pace, a little bit here, and I think that's smart. I don't think he wants this kid to get any confidence. I think he wants to try to jump right on him, drain him of confidence, and not let him into this fight.
Good left jab by Harding, who told us ahead of time that was his plan. He wanted to hide behind that jab. He wants to stay behind it until he figures out. Dennis Andries, certainly the stiffest competition Jeff Harding has ever seen.
The word that used to be synonymous with Dennis Andries was awkward. I mean, he was a very crude, awkward guy, but he has, at the advanced stages of his career, in his middle or late 30s, refined himself. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Emmanuel Stewart says when Dennis Andries got to the Kronk gym in Detroit, he didn't know any tricks. He had to teach him some.
Alex wouldn't know a good word to describe Andries. Be relentless. He just beats on you and beats on you.
Yeah, he is prepared to do whatever's necessary to win. He'll just keep coming back at you. He has tremendous resiliency. And so does Jeff Harding. I mean, to this date, so far in his career against the opponents that he's faced, he has shown the ability to take punishment and come back also.
He is not the type of fighter, talking about Harding, who's going to score much going backwards. He's a typical Australian fighter in that respect. He's going to move forward and try to take the offensive. Dennis Andries, though, not an opponent used to going backwards. So
no, neither man.
This
right.
will be fought in the middle of the ring, I would suspect.
Right.
Good jabs by Harding, but good work to the body by Andries. Left and right combinations to the ribs.
You know, it's ironic. Both these men, if you had to find a fault with them, the most glaring thing has been that they have good body shot there by Harding. Very good. Both men have had defensive liabilities. They've been wide open and easy to hit.
A good right from Andries, found home, and you saw it snap the head of Harding back. And now it's Jeff Harding up against the ropes.
The point I was making about defense, both men are concentrating at times on holding their hands up much higher than normal. Ooh, there's a cut on the left eye, an abrasion or a cut on the left eye of the challenger Harding.
By the amount of redness, and a solid right from Andries landed on that eye, and it has opened it up.
It also buckled the legs of Jeff Harding.
A lot of punches from both fighters have landed. There's another left to the ear of Harding. These two fighters have taken a toll on each other already here in the first round. The bell just sounds and round two is underway, and Alex, between rounds we could see that that cut is more to the side of Jeff Harding's eye.
Right, it may bother him more mentally than physically. I don't think it's going to obscure his vision, but it's a tough thing to go in trying for your world title and get busted up in the first round.
The way these two are landing punches in the first round, you have to wonder if they can do that to each other over the course of 12.
Not
a lot of
pace.
Solid blows.
Not at that pace, they can't. Right now, Dennis Andries is backing up much more than he did in the first round. He's giving more ground.
Oh, good right, and then two lefts by Dennis Andries.
That might have looked like a somewhat wild overhand right by Andries, but that's a straight right compared to what he used to do. He used to really wing his punches. He has been working hard to shorten them up.
Oh, and another right, followed by a right, both landing to Harding, but still neither one of those punches rocked him backwards.
Hey, what the head, Dennis? What the head inside, Dennis?
I'll tell you something. Jeff Harding may not yet be a world-class fighter, but he has a world-class chin. I mean, he's taken some solid shots right on the button. He did buck a little bit once in the first round, but he's still in there winging. He's a tough kid.
And he, in turn, Alex, has landed some solid blows to the body on Andries. Neither one of these two fighters using their bicycle here today. I think they're on the rack.
Yeah, no, this is a definite phone booth fight.
This could be fought in an 8-foot ring. Action here in the second round from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Almost a low blow by Harding, very close.
Dennis thinks he can lose the almost.
Oh, and another right finds the chin of Harding. And Dennis Andries swinging that right, the left lands, and Jeff Harding up against the rope.
Work out of it. Come on, work out of it.
And Alex, your point I think is well made. That right looks like it's wild, but it's going right where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, and Harding also is not a good enough fighter to get out of the way of it.
Come on, work out of it.
He's been able in his 14 pro fights to date to get by on toughness. He can take 2 punches to land his one because his one has always been stronger, but now he's in with a guy who's as strong as he is.
You heard Joe Cortez, the referee, telling Harding to work off the ropes. Just don't stay there. Neither fighter giving any ground, but up to this point, it's been Jeff Harding who's been absorbing most of the heavy blows, the majority.
Dan, a lot of fighters would get discouraged when they hit a man with as many good punches as Dennis Andries has hit Harding with and haven't had him go down. But Dennis Andries does not discourage easily.
Coming to the end of the second round, Rock'em Sock'em. This is action in the third round that just got started. Dennis Andries, the champion, in the gold trunks. And he has been landing some rockets to Jeff Harding's face and body. But Alex, you made the point about Harding having a world-class chin. At least to this point, it looks like he does.
Well, he's got a good cut, man. That cut was not a problem in round 2. And wouldn't know it's there as round 3 starts.
The one thing we know for sure about Jeff Harding, who fights in the same stable with Jeff Fennick, the WBC featherweight champion, is that Johnny Lewis, the trainer, does one thing with his fighters. They are relentless and they are in shape. They could go 20 and 30 rounds. At least that's the impression they give you.
He also likes to emphasize body punching. Harding just landed 2 solid blows, one with each hand to the body. We now see a little bit of blood from the nose of Jeff Harding.
I think, did I call Fennick the featherweight champ? If I did, he's the lightweight champ. I'm not sure what I said. Jeff Fennick, long side at ringside, sitting next to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you were right the first time. He's retired now, but he was the featherweight champion.
Sooner or later, I'll get it. Oh, a good right. A good contingent has come up from Australia. There's a look at Fennick, right next to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Who's that guy sitting next to Jeff Fennick?
Yeah,
Since he retired because of bad hands a few months ago, Jeff Fennick looks like he'd have trouble making the middleweight limit right now.
He does look big. Jeff Harding in only his 15th professional fight. And right in the center of the ring. He's not going anywhere.
And right now, Dennis Andries seems to be loading up a little bit more. He seems to be looking for a little bit of air. And I think Jeff Harding would do very well to try to jump on Dennis Andries right now, not let him catch his breath. Of course, you say that, and you always wonder if Harding needs a breather as well.
2 good shots to the body by Andries.
Yeah, you see it?
And in turn, Harding counters. Good work inside by Jeff Harding. Oh, and a solid right uppercut from Andries. Got between the gloves.
Neither man has any ability to slip a punch. They either try, their defense is either to hold their hands up in front of their face, or that's all they have. They really just don't throw punches.
The end of round 3.
That might have been
3 rounds gone. Alan Minter back in London. How do you see it so far?
Yeah, I've got Andries ahead, but with due respect, Harding's a game fighter. You know, when I saw him before, very mediocre, but I suppose this is the big one. So he's raised to the occasion, looking very strong.
Michael Watson, your feelings on how it's gone so far?
At the moment, in my view, the fight's very even at the moment. Harding is really bringing out all the stops now. You know, he's impressed me at the moment.
All right, Michael, more from you and from Alan in good time. Thanks very much indeed. Let's rejoin the commentators, Alex Wallow, Don Deodorf. Round 4 coming up.
Look like we all right there. You just get on out of here. You ain't in your class.
Okay? Which round we're going to win? In your mind, keep up with winning this round, okay? Make sure you're winning this round, okay? So I got to fight dead.
And Alex, here in the beginning of the 4th round, as we look back at round number 3, one of those rounds very difficult to score. That's one of those easily could go to either fighter.
Well, Andries was so dominant, not so dominant, but dominated the first 2 that you kind of look for the other guy to, missed. You look for the other guy to make a move, and Harding definitely made a move in that round. May have been even, Harding might have won it just barely, but it was a round in which he got a little bit back into the fight. And you can sense the concern in Andries' corner in between rounds. Emmanuel Stewart telling Dennis, you can't back up and you have to throw more punches. You have to get his respect. Right now, Harding's been hit with a lot of heavy punches, but he has no respect yet for Dennis Andries.
We mentioned Dennis Andries was living in London, but came to Detroit to work under that man, Emmanuel Stewart, the patriarch of the Kronk Gymnasium in Detroit, one of boxing's more fabled gyms. And these two are just trading some heavy-duty artillery.
Very, very few jabs. Both men say they like the jab. Dennis Andries trying to develop one late in his career. There they both tried him.
Oh, and a solid right from Andries.
A good inside, and a good inside left with it, too, Dan.
Again, an uppercut from Andries, and then he backs out and follows it with a right. Oh, and a solid combination, left and right from Andries. But Harding just takes it, doesn't move back.
And keeps coming back.
You have to wonder what Jeff Hardy could do for training, Alex, to prepare himself for this kind of punishment in the ring.
Could hit walls with his chin, I guess. He is getting wrapped with huge power punches.
And every time he gets hit with those big punches from Andries, he doesn't back up. He comes and counters, and a good right. And that caught Harding's attention. Another right from Andries scores. That hit glove.
The left eye of Jeff Harding is no longer bleeding, but it is swelling a little bit. Oh.
And another right to the hairline, followed by a left. And right about now, you'd have to think Dennis Andries is saying to himself, my God, what do I have to hit this guy with?
I think he's reaching a stage where if this kid doesn't have the effect of his punch, show the effect of the punches soon, Dennis will get discouraged.
It's been fast and furious. The 4th round is coming to a close here in Atlantic City. Stay with us.
4 rounds gone on this World WBC Light Heavyweight Championship. Michael Watson pretty even so far, but so far this guy Harding is walking through everything Dennis Andries has thrown at him.
This is really boiling up to be a really good fight. Harding's really impressed me. You know, I mean, I've really looked at him in his previous fights, but he's really bringing it out in this particular fight.
Alan Winter, 35 as against 24 as it goes on. Is the age going to become more and more important?
Yeah, I think so, with the way the fight's going. I mean, Harding's taking plenty on the chin. How long he can take those punches for, I don't know. But what's happening, Andries is getting to him early. As the later part of the rounds are coming, he's tending to tire, and then Harding come back into the fight. But
in a word, are you worried about Andries and the age?
I'm not worried, because I think determination will take to bring him through.
Okay, let's find out how round 5 goes, coming now.
Keep throwing them right hands, too. Keep letting the right hands go.
This is the beginning of round number 5. Dennis Andries, the champion, in the gold. Jeff Harding, his challenger, wearing the black. There we go. And Jeff Harding, to this point, has shown that he can take a lot of punishment, illustrated there by that right-left combination from Andries.
Emmanuel Stewart told Dennis in the corner in between rounds, keep throwing that right hand. You can hit him with it, and no man can take that punch for long.
Jeff Harding has not only taken it, but he's also countered with good punches of his own, and there goes Harding down.
2, 3, 4,
Jeff Harding getting up with a smile on his face, and Alex, a mystery blow. I didn't really see a big enough punch to drop him after what he's taken.
We'll wait and see the replay, and then I didn't either. He's obviously not hurt. Only been down once before, never before as a pro, once before as an amateur. And that will count as the first knockdown of his career.
Ruled a knockdown by referee Joe Cortez, and he really had no choice. But it was obvious to us at ringside that Harding really wasn't affected at all by whatever it was that put him to the canvas.
No, I don't think he was affected because I don't think he was hit very much. It had to be the feet getting tangled up somehow, or just a cuff was thrown down. Maybe his own feet got tangled.
We'd like to alert our ABC stations down the line that at the conclusion of this round, we'll be taking a station break.
Well, that's an important event in the fight, because that was a case where now makes this a 2-point round, even though he wasn't hurt, even though there was no apparent punch. Still a 2-point round.
Well, that's normally the way you can count on a judge to score, that when there's a knockdown, he takes away the extra point.
Of course, you can't imagine that these guys should go to a decision anyway, the way they're fighting. But they are both very, very well conditioned, as we said at the top.
Jeff Harding content to hammer away at the ribs and work inside with the close, compact punches. Neither one of these two has any intention of moving backwards.
What the heck, guys? Both of you guys.
And you and I were talking earlier, Alex, about the Australian fighters. I said that I thought Harding had a facial resemblance to Jeff Fennick. He has a fighting resemblance to Fennick as well.
You know, he has the same intensity, the same determination, the same grit.
ABC's Wide World of Sports will continue after this word from our ABC station.
While our American colleagues go out to take a glass of water or whatever they take stateside in between rounds, Alan Minter will probably be able to tell us. Let's take a check on what was perhaps the most controversial incident of the whole fight so far. Remember, we're in round 5. Now, this is Andries, of course, in yellow on the right-hand side. We're going to see Harding go over. Michael Watson, talk us through that.
I don't think it was a punch. I think Dennis dragged him down with his left hand. Yeah, that was definitely a drag down.
You'll see him in just a second, Michael. Well, we didn't quite see it, but he turned as if to say, shook his head, said, no way was that a punch. Alan Minter, quickly, just give us a quick comment. Alan, will the judges disregard that?
Hopefully they will, yes. It was definitely a pushover. The guy got up and was very embarrassed by going on the floor. So I think they should sort of scrub the 2-point decision.
All right, we'll know soon enough. Round 6 coming now.
And we're underway in round number 6 from the Atlantic City Convention Center. Jeff Harding and Dennis Andries in a match to this point that they've dished out some punishment. You have to wonder whether they can go 12. That's what we're scheduled for here today. And again, we're here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Dennis Andries, the champion, in the gold. Jeff Harding in the black. We're underway in round 6. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the 6th round.
Dan, I know you're supposed to give a 10-8 round whenever there's a knockdown. I scored that last round 10-9 for Dennis Andries. I just didn't give him the 10-8. The punch, we looked at it on replay in between rounds. It was just a cup, and Jeff Harding's feet got caught. He just went down really off balance.
It was obvious that Harding was fine as he popped right up, and in between rounds, we looked in on the corner of Jeff Harding, and here he is sitting there after 5 rounds, fighting the type of fight that he fought. He wasn't even breathing through his mouth. A remarkably conditioned athlete. I'd have to say the same for Dennis Andries as well.
The ability to take a punch comes from conditioning. You have to have a God-given chin. But at the end of the day, the ability to come back, the ability to have resiliency, I mean, these guys have put in tremendous amounts of time getting themselves ready for this fight.
Watch that elbow, Dennis. Watch that elbow, Dennis.
Paraphrasing that would be what Vince Lombardi said. Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Your hands are free.
Right.
Work out.
No cowards today.
Watch that elbow, Dennis. Watch that elbow.
First time Jeff Harding is laid on the ropes. His corner yelling, get off the ropes.
Come on, work out of there. Come on,
You
your
can see
hands
he
are free.
doesn't have the skill to turn his man, but he does have the strength to try to fight his way off. And he did so pretty effectively there.
That big overhand right from Andries landed on the glove of Harding.
Jeff is still throwing punches and still landing punches. He looks a little bit slower right now.
Neither one of these two the least bit hesitant to work the body when they're inside close.
The other thing when you're in condition is you wait for second wins and third wins. There, the shoulder of Jeff Harding.
Yeah, and Joe Cortez gives him the warning. That's a good job by Cortez. It was obvious that Harding cleared Andries off with a forearm.
Good job there by Joe Cortez. As Dennis Andries started to hold the head of Jeff Harding, he was working to the midsection of Dennis Andries, and Cortez let him continue to work.
6th round is winding down. This fight scheduled for 12. If it makes it, we're halfway there.
All right, time.
At the halfway point, Dennis Andries perhaps slightly ahead on points. We have it back here. Alan Minter, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think he's just slightly ahead. But what amazes me with Harding being that much taller, he's coming very close to Andries and throwing some tremendous body shots. But to the public who are watching it, they don't look like they're devastating punches, but they're hurting him. And for a man of that age, it must be weakening him.
Harding certainly surprised us, hasn't he?
Absolutely, he's doing very well indeed.
All right, Alan, thanks very much indeed. Let's take the opportunity perhaps to go back to the corner there. That's Harding's corner. Let's hear what they're saying in that corner.
Let's go now. I wasn't pushing it too much, but now we got to pick it up a little bit now, okay? We got to pick it up now.
All right, that's the sorry.
Okay, we got to pick it up some now, okay?
Why, baby?
Now, because now we're going into the last half of the fight now, and I got you losing the fight. You're losing your championship. You're losing your title. You can't think about it when you get home. Throw the right hands lower. You're throwing them too damn high. Bring them down some. Put the right hands down across the shoulder.
In the 7th round, we're started here in Atlantic City, and Alex, pretty funny words by Emmanuel Stewart in between rounds.
Well, he told Dennis Andries, the champion, that you're losing the fight. Now, I question Emmanuel's sincerity in saying that. I think that's motivational. He also said, you got to pick up the pace. And Dennis looked at him like, please, God.
Emmanuel Stewart proving to be a tough man to please, telling his fighter to pick up the pace, and you're losing. The only round I've seen that Harding might have won would have been the 3rd. Oh, good work inside by Jeff Harding. Oh, and again, the right gets over the top and lands by Andries.
With all the punches they're throwing, their heads are also very close, doing some punishment, causing some punishment from time to time.
Again, a reminder to everyone about our light heavyweight bout we've got coming your way tomorrow from this same ring. It's going to be Prince Charles Williams and Bobby Ches on our Schlitz Malt Liquor Professional Boxing Series. That'll be a rematch of their October '87 fight, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. Tomorrow afternoon.
Dan, we didn't know what this fight would turn out to be because Harding was so unknown. We knew tomorrow's fight would be good because of the styles and the motivation of Ches and Williams in their rematch, but this fight we really were unsure about. But Harding really has been as good or better than we could have ever dreamed.
Working the uppercuts is Harding, and then the left counter gets in and lands on the ear, but neither one of these two fighters seems to have an impact on the other guy. And Alex, my ears can't be deceiving me. Those are solid blows.
Yeah, sometimes you can land a lot of punches and wonder why the other guy doesn't go, and it's because the guy landing the punches doesn't have power. Both these men have proven power.
Again, Jeff Harding on the ropes and showing an inability to get off. That's more or less a case of Andries just letting him off.
That left eye on Harding is open again, and it may be open a little bit more on top this time.
Got to go back and reference what we were talking about earlier about Dennis Andries being 35 years old and potentially being even older than that, Alex, to keep up this kind of pace for a 12-round fight. Truly remarkable for a man of that age.
There are people in England who say Dennis Andries is 40 years old. I mean, he just really is an amazing specimen. He's very dedicated and very, very determined.
Draw a hot bath for these two. If this goes much longer, they've got to be hurting.
Time!
That's your round. That's your round.
This is the champions round coming up. You're the champion. How do you feel, son? I feel like a champ, Josh. All right, mate. You won't feel like a champion if you get hit. Understand? Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the
Say more, John. All right, mate. There's my line on you. Okay, now, mate. Every time it's in place, we're on top.
How you doing,
Maury Wills from the Los Angeles Times. Maury Wills.
Yeah, we need these 5 now. You got to take it. Need to take it right here, Jeff. Listen to that guy in pain. You push his ass.
All right, seconds out. Seconds out. Seconds out. Wait.
Yeah, that's good.
And the bell sounds to get the 8th round started here in Atlantic City. This is the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship between Dennis Andries and Jeff Harding. I'm Dan Deerdorf along with Alex Wallow, and this has been a fight, Alex, not much on finesse, but a whole lot of toughness and a whole lot of great shots landed by both fighters.
And both fighters have stood up to the shots the other man has landed. I mean, it's really been remarkable, especially Jeff Harding. It's hard to believe that this fight, with all the punches that have been landed, that this fight could go to a decision. Especially the body punches that have been landed, like the ones that Harding just landed on Andries. You'd think they'd have a toll here in the later rounds that one of these guys, oh, you see Andries there, touching his left eye like he thought he might have gotten cut.
If it wasn't for the physical signs that this fight has gone this long in terms of the redness around the face of Harding and his cut eye, to look at these two fighters and the way they're moving and the way they're breathing, you'd think this was 4 or 5 rounds ago.
This is as much action as you will ever see with two guys of this size. Light heavyweights.
If you joined us late, the pace you are seeing here in round number 8 has not changed from the opening bell.
This is actually a little bit, oh, there.
Andries goes back on the ropes on purpose, stung by a Harding shot. Andries trying to load up with a wild right that was easily blocked. And his combination gets between the gloves of Harding.
And this is Jeff Harding's opportunity in this fight.
Get those arms out. Come on, Dennis.
Dennis Andries is not real hurt. He's still dangerous, but he needs a rest.
Get the helmet. Get the helmet.
And psychologically, Dennis Andries has to be saying to himself, I don't think I can take this guy out. I don't know if I can hit him hard enough to take him out.
He may not stay that way, but for the first time in the fight, Dennis Andries actually looks discouraged.
Doing a good left-right combination from Harding. Both found the chin of Dennis Andries.
I think Harding can feel it. He's trying to turn it up a notch.
All right, work at it. Watch it. Work at it.
Right from Dennis Andries that took him off balance. One of the signs that fatigue is beginning to set in.
Let's go. Work at it.
Are we reaching the point where the younger fighter has an advantage? I don't know. 4 rounds scheduled. This bout's supposed to be 12. Round 8 comes to a close.
A 8 rounds gone back here in London. Michael Watson, are you starting to see the tide turn against your friend Dennis Andries?
I think the longer the fight goes, the better it should work for Dennis. You know, the longer the fight goes, it should work in his favour. Because Dennis does take time to warm up.
You're not worried he's starting to look a bit tired?
Well, that was a good round. They gave it their all in that round, and obviously that would take a lot out of both fighters. I mean, they've been giving it very good shots. Both chins have been tested to the full.
Harding looks quickly to have stepped up a gear, though, in that round.
He's really coming on very well, you know, and I'm totally impressed by the performance he's given tonight.
All right, Michael. More from you in just a minute or two. Thanks very much indeed. We'll go back to ringside in just a minute or two. Alan Minter, quick word from you? No, we'll leave it, Alan. Sorry, let's go back to ringside. More from Alan Minter after the next round.
Okay, let's go.
Just underway in the 9th round. The 8th round being Jeff Harding's best round to date, wouldn't you say, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can sustain the action or whether Dennis Andries gets his second, third, fourth win wherever he is. Oh, man. That uppercut is such a dangerous punch. He's landed it a number of times, tries it again. Because that can really bust up a man's nose and give him a lot of trouble breathing. Harding has not seemingly been affected by it.
Both of these fighters bleeding from the mouth. Doesn't appear to be serious for either one of the two. But when you look at the two fighters between rounds, Jeff Harding clearly appears to be the better in shape.
Good body punch there by Harding.
There's a baseball card show taking place here in Atlantic City, and how's that? There's the Yankee Clipper Joe DiMaggio sitting next to the splendid splinter, Ted Williams, two of baseball's greatest players taking in the fight here today in Atlantic City.
Maury Will's also here. Joe DiMaggio, though, is a real good fight fan. He's the kind of guy to show up a fight whether he's doing a baseball card signing or not.
Well, I bet both of those guys are saying spring training was never this tough. Hitting the little white ball doesn't seem so hard compared to what these two are doing to each other.
Each of these fighters would like to have a baseball bat in their hands right now.
I don't know if they could hurt each other. Oh, a good combination from Harding. The crowd sensing a momentum shift. And Jeff Fennick, Harding's Australian teammate and friend over in the front row on the other side of the ring, about to hyperventilate.
There's just really not a lot to analyze here, Dan. I mean, you hit me, I'll hit you, and who's in the best condition, and who can take the punch the best, and who can throw the most punches.
That blow from Andries hit the glove of Harding. Don't be confused by the sound. We are in the 9th round of this championship fight. A good left by Andries.
You pointed out about Harding, but you know, neither of these men is really sucking for air. They both just, it's unbelievable.
Again, Harding on the ropes and not showing the ability to get out. And again, it's Andries who more or less lets him off, although Harding comes out with a pretty strong left.
Jeff Harding is a little bit too upright there. He's throwing punches, but he needs to bend like that. Like he did for the body punch to get the leverage. He can't stand straight up.
The waning seconds of the 9th round. What more can you ask for?
We can't get tired. You know that's what he has a country.
No time to get tired.
Tiredness is nothing. He's the one that's tired. He's the one that's starting to run on empty, son, as we said. But Jeff, he can only tire us down if he hits us. Understand? Mate, we've got to stay in place all the time. We're winning 6-1. Once more. Come on, Jeff.
But everything, that's the shot.
Left shot. Dead on the shoulder.
Boy's tired, but don't be backing up. You got to keep him pushing it. I don't say roll your little roll shot. How you roll underneath? Come up with your left hook.
Always
bring it home.
Bring the left hook back every time.
Bring it home. Bring it on home.
Put something on it.
Come on, okay. Jump up. Jump up. Oh, jump up.
Get up.
You're warming up, man. All you got. Second time. Let's go. Left hook.
10th round. These two pick up where they left off, right in the middle of the ring and wailing away. And Alex, I know announcers often are guilty of overhyping their event, but what do you say about a fight like this?
Yeah, I'm in a little bit of trouble right now because I never thought this fight was going the distance. So I got to figure out the scoring. Harding, I have winning the last 2 rounds. He's climbed back into it. I think he'd have to at least win 2 out of these last 3.
That's the way my scorecard reads as well, that he would have to win 2 of the 3 to have a shot at it. Because it was Dennis Andries through the first 6 rounds with maybe Harding stealing the 3rd. But it has been Jeff Harding and his ability to take everything that Dennis Andries has thrown his way. And we're not talking about fluff either. We're talking about heavy-duty barrages. A good example there. 2 good lefts from Andries. By the same token, Harding has hit Andries with a lot. A good example, that left to the body, but Andries doesn't appear to be worse for
He
wear.
came right back with a brutal right hand to the head. That slit over the left eye of Harding is just starting to open again.
Dennis Andries shaking his head as he backed out of that last exchange. Has to be a frustrated fighter.
All of a sudden, Jeff Harding is starting to show the effects of this. Bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the mouth, bleeding from the left eye, but still coming forward. Still trying to become the first light heavyweight, the Australian light heavyweight, to win a world championship.
He's got the heart of a big-time fighter. Now you have to wonder if he's fighting a fighter who wants to show a lot of movement, what kind of fighter Harding would be. He's certainly not had any of that today by either one of these two.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. He might have trouble with a clever boxer. But there aren't going to be too many men who stand there and make themselves available outside of Dennis Andries who are going to be able to stand up to this. He's a tough kid. That may be the stupidest thing I've ever said.
What scares me is it made sense to me.
Yeah. You don't know he's a tough kid by now. You haven't watched him.
This is the end of the 10th round. We'll be back. Stay with us, won't you? All right, time.
10 rounds done and 2 to go. Alan Minter back in London. Let's take a look at your scorecard. How do you think it's going?
Well, there's nothing in it. There's 2 rounds. We have to win 2 rounds to go. Anybody's fight. But due respect to both fighters, they're in tremendous shape. I would never believe that this fight could go the way it's gone. You know, looking at the records of both men, you know, I honestly believe that Andries would be a one-horse race. But Harding, very, very durable, great body shots, and still winning the fight.
Michael Watson, quickly, how does it look on your scorecard?
It's a remarkable fight. I'll give Dennis the edge so far. You know, he's getting stronger as the fight goes on. It's looking up to be a very good fight.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, gentlemen. 2 rounds to go. Let's rejoin them at the Trump Plaza in Atlantic City.
Breathe. Deep breath.
Don't blow your nose like, mate. Come on, take your good.
That's the bell that begins the 11th round for the WBC World Light Heavyweight Championship here at the Convention Center in Atlantic City. Dennis Andries wearing the gold, Jeff Harding, the challenger, wearing the black. And these two have wailed away on each other for 10 rounds. I'm Dan Yerdorf along with Alex Wallow, and some punishment has been dished out, chewed, digested, and neither one of these guys showing much in the way of an effect. Well, Harding bleeding from the nose now. But again, it's difficult to tell whether it's more along the line of abrasions or really something internal.
When somebody bleeds from the nose like Harding is bleeding, you wonder whether he has broken that nose.
The minute I say neither one of them showing much worse for wear. Harding is now beginning to bleed pretty profusely from that nose.
Again, the good Harding body punch.
A lot of fighters are afraid to get in close like that, aren't they, Alex, and work the body? Certainly leaves you exposed to the uppercut.
Especially when you're as busted up as Jeff Harding is, and when a guy uses his head like that.
Oh, and another right. The left was blocked, but the right really rocked Harding. And what does he do? He counters and knocks Andries back to the rope.
Arm punching right now. Jeff Harding should dig down and rip some punches. Not arm punch.
Oh, work out of there.
And the blood really starting to come out of the nose of Jeff Harding. And now it's Dennis Andries, but Harding fights his way off the ropes.
Oh, work out of there. Come on, get those arms out. Come on. Get those arms out of there. Come on, work out of there.
Look at the Andries head.
Andries leaning on Harding, attempting to keep him on the ropes. And nifty little sidestep by Jeff Harding. That's the first time he's made a move on the ropes.
Tremendous body punching by Jeff Harding.
And it shows on Dennis Andries, who's covering up.
A little bit of a wobble in Dennis Andries right there for those 4 body punches.
And that right sends Andries back, and for the first time, Dennis Andries giving the appearance of a man in trouble.
If Harding could dig down and land a series of power punches, Joe Cortez might stop it.
15 seconds left in the 11th round. Dennis Andries ought to throw a punch. Joe Cortez looking closely. Inside 5 seconds here in the 11th. That's it. There's a bell. One more round.
And look at the spring and the step of Jeff Harding at the end of the 11th round. He threw his hands up. Bounced back to his corner.
Let's be quiet. Let's be quiet. Let's be quiet. Listen, let's just get up there.
Let's take a look at
tidy, wear him out,
some of the
and you hit
blows
him
from
with
the 11th,
everything.
Alex.
Understand that, son? We're a minute away from the WBC championship.
This is after the body punches that got Andries in trouble. He went back to the ropes.
Last round.
Harding putting together a series of punches, could not get over the 1 or 2 punches in combination that would force the referee to stop it.
Relax, relax. Come on.
Jeffrey, mate, jab him hard.
A lot
and
of blood from Jeff Harding, but again, he's not breathing deeply.
Something else.
Right, gotta go all out.
Right hand, left hook.
Everything you got on it, too.
Keep your back. The last one.
These are 2 of the most finely conditioned fighters I have ever seen, Alex.
You know, we said at the top of the show.
Oh, and again, Andries is rocked early by a left from Harding. Boy, this round not even 10 seconds old, and Andries against the ropes.
Dennis Andries will not give up his title without a fight.
Dennis Andries' legs appear to be very stiff. He doesn't seem to have a lot underneath him.
If Jeff Harding could put together a series... Oh!
Oh, and there it is! The combination of Andries is down.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You all right? You okay?
Dennis Andries' legs are stiff as can be. And Jeff Harding on the attack, and he's down.
2, 3, 4. There is no... Look at Jeff Harding. There is no 3 knockdown rule.
Hey, you okay? Huh? All right?
Dennis Andries says, I'm fine.
It's over!
Stops the fight. Jeff Harding, the first Australian ever to be the light heavyweight champion of the world. The Australian contingent is in the ring. On the shoulders of his countrymen, Jeff Harding. Let's take a look at the first knockdown and the combination sends him to the ground.
Dennis Andries, it just appeared he just gave everything he had. He wasn't unconscious when he went down. He just had nothing more to give. On my scorecard, Jeff Harding needed a knockout to win, and he got it.
Dennis Andries rose for the third time, but Joe Cortez wisely steps in, stops it, and Jeff Harding, the WBC light heavyweight champion of the world. We'll return here to Atlantic City for an interview. We'll be back in just a minute.